Mm. Bring me your cell phone right quick. I'm using my phone.
We live. All right. Welcome to Talk Therapy. It is April 27. Oh, wow. No, not 27 to 7. Oh, wow. Look, I'm trying to rush the month. Oh, trying to rush the month. I'm trying to rush it. Wow, Melody, can you believe we're in the month of April?
Yes, it is coming fast. Well, it's here. It's moving fast though. I don't know one day from another sometime.
Welcome, guys. It's Talk Therapy. I'm Tara T. Stallings, and
I'm Melody M. Manning. How y'all doing this evening?
All right. Make sure you just log it in to share. Of course, we're on YouTube, but share this with your subscribers. Share with your Facebook friends, because this is going to be a good topic. This is going to be a great
topic. It's going to be a good, interesting topic.
Yes. Make sure you subscribe and hit that button so that you can get the notifications when we are on, because we are here every Tuesday for Talk Therapy. Every Tuesday at 6 p.m. for Talk Therapy, where we are real, raw, and relevant. Real, raw, and relevant. So, Melody, we've been talking about on this series of blurred lines. In the last 2 weeks, we talked about blurred lines in religion. But it's some blurred lines in relationships. Oh,
yes, it is.
Okay, there you are.
Okay, I went out for a minute.
Yes.
Everything went out for a minute. But yeah, we're talking about blurred lines in relationships because that's kind of funny during this time, because I know some folks that probably got some they started out as nighttime texts. Now they anytime text. What I call J.
Say that again, Melody. You kind of were going in and out.
I call it jailhouse talk going on right now.
Okay. Well, yeah.
We got some jailhouse talk going on right now.
Yeah.
We getting the text messages and we getting the calls from various people that we may have not heard from in a long time. And we getting the I miss yous, I was thinking about you, and can we work this out? And
so that jailhouse quarantine talk.
That's what we getting.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. So let's talk about it, because we had already shared, I think, prior to this about during this quarantine, the end of the year, it's going to be a lot of babies.
Yes.
It's a lot of relationships that are going to be mended, but it's also going to be a lot of relationships that are going to be dissolved during this time. As you know, domestic violence is on an all-time high during this quarantine. And I think I shared with you, people gonna either make war or they gonna make love.
One of the two.
One of the two. They gonna make war or love. So you get those quarantine jail calls. They don't want to make war, they want to make love.
Temporary. That's what it is. That's the key thing, is knowing if it's genuine or if it's temporary. Because a lot of it, we have to use discernment and some wisdom and stuff. it's just a temporary thing.
Mhm.
No, we were talking about that. There's probably a list that some folks are going at the list, and you just at a particular spot, and it's your turn to get that message or that phone call. Because some folks, they have needs that they have to fulfill. So they just trying to see who's gonna be game and who's gonna respond the way that they want them to respond during this particular time. So it's interesting to me. Have you gotten any of those text messages or calls?
I have, I'm a cycle. I watch patterns, and I said, oh wow, here it goes again. You get a phone call, you get a text, you get a Facebook message. How are you?
Yeah, I've been getting the DMs.
I appreciate everything you've always done for me and all of that great stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is this cycle that's trying to start up again. So
yeah.
So I think, personally, to me, it's funny, only because I know the cycle, and I've been caught in those cycles in the past, years, and I know just what they are. It's just a booty call.
Yeah.
Either the first choice. If the first choice doesn't respond, you on the list. And let me see, I'm gonna throw this bait out and see if you're gonna bite. If not, I'm gonna keep moving.
And that's the way it's been going, and we get some solicited and unsolicited. And I've been I shared this with you yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Has been persistent, but they went to a whole other level, caught me totally off guard on yesterday. Some I totally did not expect. We got folks that's taking it to the extremes, but they sending, we're gonna say it like this, inappropriate pictures.
Okay.
But that should have been a never, ever, ever, ever again. Don't do that. Don't do that again. But that is what people are at extreme measures, because that was an extreme measure to me, to I guess to prove a point or try to sway you or whatnot. But being women, I know that in this time, and we're laughing and we're joking, but the blurred line part of it is because we do have people that are lonely during this time, that are not handling this time very well, and it's easy to get caught up in something that's not genuine.
Yes, exactly.
Because somebody's paying, it appears that they're paying you constant attention, and they're desiring time with you at this. But the thing is it genuine? Is it real? Or is it, I'm lonely, I'm bored, I ain't got nothing else to do, so let me holler at old girl and let's see what happens from there? Because the thing is what's gonna happen when the whole corona thing over with?
Exactly. Because, and that's the thing, you said it, people are suffering with in this quarantine, they are suffering with loneliness, and they don't know what to do, because we've never been in this place in life before. So, and they are questioning themselves, because people are lonely. Some people have people to call, but some people don't have anyone to call.
They don't
have anyone to call. So they are having a lot of difficulties during this time, trying to acclimate themselves to this quarantine and not go crazy, not go into a state of depression, not go into a low place, and even suicide. You have people that are committing suicide because they're lonely. Now you got that other spectrum that's, they screwing every day. They just having sex every day. They're partying and they're having sex and not really understanding that this is a quarantine and they need to take it seriously.
Yeah, you need to take it seriously because it's so much that comes into play with it. Not only is this a genuine, is this relationship going to be genuine, are their feelings genuine towards me, but also your safety as well. Going in and out and then being in such close proximity with someone that it's many things that come behind it along with it during this time. So a lot of times that's why the lines can be blurred, because we can want that attention, we can crave it so bad that we'll risk our health, to go to be with someone, and then you don't know if they're a carrier, you don't know if they have it, and you're in such close proximity with them, sharing that space together, that you're actually putting yourself at risk. So we have to ask, even before we do it, is this somebody I really want to risk my life, for? Because, protected sex and unprotected sex, that's one thing. But with this, it's airborne. It's a whole nother level aspect to add into the, equation of being with someone during this time.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah. And my only thing is, just don't allow loneliness to cause you to have to deal with a whole nother set of issues when this is over with.
Oh, talk about those issues, because that's when the lines get blurred. We a lot of times as humans, we are focused on the now, but we don't realize that later there are consequences for our actions and for our decisions, and the lines get blurred, especially in relationships, and various types of relationships, not just sexual relationships, but even with people. I see on Facebook people, they're partying at the house. They got people coming over that they haven't had over in years, or they're getting together and they're doing these things. But then what's going to be the consequence later? Because now you are bringing these people in that have not been a part of your circle to be a part of your circle, and they can have a very different impact on you and your life dynamics. From, like you said, they could very well be spreading the coronavirus. You can also connect with people in relationships that can be damaging to your purpose, to your plans in life, that can take you on a negative spiral. And then you can also connect with people that's gonna, be positive. But we don't look at the long-term effects of the relationships we allow people to come in and take residence in our life.
Yeah.
So I think yeah.
One of the things that happens when it's over with, if you've been with someone and sharing this particular time with them, and we're going to talk about, I'm just talking about the opposite sex, okay? If you spent this time with them and then afterwards it's not genuine, then you've got to deal with that hurt, that pain that you feel, because you've got to get over that. And we don't know how long we're going to be in quarantine. And I refer to it as jailhouse talk, because men that are in jail and they're lonely and they want to be, have relationships. Let me say this. Let me give a disclaimer. Not all men in jail do this. Let me say this. It's possible. I've never been in a jail relationship. But it is possible. I'm not going to say nothing's possible. So not all men do this, but some men do. They make a lot of promises you know, they actually build relationships. These women are connected to these men because, you know, they're sitting there. They've got that time. They want to feel that temporary connection with that person, like they've got somebody. But once that free, it's a whole nother story. So you've got to be very careful, because if not, you're gonna have a whole nother set of issues to deal with after the fact. When this really should be a time that if you need to heal, heal. If you need to forgive, forgive. If you need to deal with some things on of your own, you know, to be able to be in proper relationship, use this downtime to do that. Just be careful, because you know when it's over, you may have to. And this is not all relationships, because during this time you're gonna have relationships built, you're gonna have relationships broken during this time. Some relationships are genuine relationships during this time, but just be mindful, because after it's over with, you don't want to be in a time when you should be rebuilding, because I call this a through process that we're going through. You should be jubilee, it should be happy, you know, it should be a different mindset during that time. Not a bad one, but a better one. You should come out of this better, not having to come out of it bitter. Come out better, don't come out bitter. So just be careful and use discernment. Take your time. If you're just meeting someone, this is a time to really conversate with somebody over the phone. And maybe I'm a talker. Communication is very important, because how are you going to get to know another person if you don't talk to them?
Correct.
You know, so if you want to start a relationship with someone, stay in separate households and use the phone. I saw a meme where a lady was talking about that during this time, she's never spent so much time on the phone communicating with the person that she's talking to, because they're not able to actually be together. So they're forced to talk over the phone now.
Mm-hmm. And that's good, because, you know, in everything you have your negatives and your positives. And you said something really good, especially as it relates to relationships. Take this time when you're separated to get to know each other, to have some deep conversation, some meaningful conversation, because a lot of times when people in relationships, they have surface conversations. They don't have those conversations that are going to be mind-provoking, that's going to cause the person to think and ask them those difficult questions, so that you can understand what the both of you can get a better understanding of who that person is, how they think, what makes them, what motivates them. Because a lot of times, you know, people get in relationships, everything is all that lovey-dovey stage, and you know, I'm just so happy and everything's good and this and this. And then when life happens, like this quarantine, when life happens, they don't know how to handle it, because they've been on that, they've had a surface relationship. And now this is forcing a lot of people to ask some hard questions.
Yeah. Because if you're with somebody and you're not having thought-provoking conversations, they're not into you. I'm just gonna say that they're not into you. Just as simple as that. Because if you genuinely want someone and really want to get to know them, you are going to have those thought-provoking, hard, I'm gonna say this, hard conversations. Because if you're not having those hard conversations and whatnot, then you might want to evaluate whether that person is really into you.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because when you have those hard conversations, that means they want to get to know you. They want to get to know you. They want to merge you into their world, and they merge into your world. Those surface conversations, they just want to get to know the feeling you. How can you make me feel better?
And that is so very true. because we have to be mindful of why the opposite person, be it a romantic partner, be it a friendship or anything, we have to be mindful of why are they wanting to enter into a relationship with me. Those are that's the question. What are they going to bring to me, and what am I going to provide to them?
Exactly.
Because relationships are two-way streets. One, each should always be giving something and providing to the other. So you have to ask, okay, what am I providing them? What are they providing me?
Stay there for a minute, because I think I share that a lot, and I think people miss that concept that when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to be providing, adding to that person, and that other person is supposed to be adding to you. And I think, well, I don't think, I know, because I listen to the conversation and I see the divorce and the separation rate and the domestic violence. Most people want to know, well, what can you do for me? Not how can I add to your life? How can you add to me? What you gonna do for me? If you can't do something, what you doing for me? And that's how they approach their relationships. Well, what can you do for me? What can I get out of you? How can this relationship benefit me? Whether it be monetary, whether it's just sexual, or whether it's emotional or material. It just, people, I think that's something that we've taken that part out of a relationship, or we have not been taught that part. It's just that give me. What can I give? And if you can't fulfill a need, I don't want this anymore.
And we have to also realize too that what the other person may be offering may be pushing us some out of our comfort zone or whatnot. And we have to learn how to navigate to actually, I want to make sure I'm wording this correctly. What the other person may be bringing may be pushing us out of our comfort zone, but it's for the betterment of us, and not be so fast to dismiss it because it's something different or something new. Because and I'm gonna say women, because I am a woman, and I can relate to women a little bit more. We tend sometimes to run away from something because it's not familiar, or it may be taking us out of our comfort zone, and we may actually be missing out on the good man because he's pushing us beyond our comfort zone. And we're so quick to say, no, he ain't. It's just that he wants the best for you and he's pushing you a little bit. So we have to be able to listen to what they're saying, listen and actually hear. And I say listen and hear because you can listen, but you might not be hearing what they're saying. So we have to know how to listen and hear and evaluate. That communication is so important to give both partners, be it a dating relationship, a friendship, any type of relationship. We have to be able to listen and hear the other person, because if not, it's so easy to get into those blurred lines. So like I said, we'll be done ran somebody off that was meant to be in our life for a season, but just because they made us uncomfortable. Yeah. And what was uncomfortable was actually pushing us to another level. So we have to be mindful with that also, because that could be a blurred line as well. This is a time to really evaluate some things that are going on. And I we all should come out of this better, and not just get caught up in the sexual part of it. I need somebody in my bed. I just need a body here with me because I'm lonely. And that could be a partner, that could be your friends or whatever, just needing somebody to be there. Because some of the hard conversations may be ones you just need to have with yourself.
Oh my God, can you say that again?
Some of the hard conversations that may need to have may be conversations that you just need to have with yourself.
Yes. Yes. And you said it's, oh, you said such a mouthful, it was so impactful that people don't want to spend time with themselves. They're lonely because they don't want to have those conversations with themselves because they are afraid of the answer.
Mm-hmm.
They are afraid of the answers that they're going to get. And then it's going to provoke them to actually have to deal with themselves. Mm-hmm. Where they have been pushing this stuff off for years and sweeping it up under the rug and covering it with academics and covering it with jobs and cars and houses and clothes and food or makeup, hair.
Mm-hmm.
They've been covering it for years, and now they have to deal with, you know, the man in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. You know, ask that question. Why do I do this? Why do I think this way? You know, the conversations we have to have. Why do I do this? Why do I think this way? Why haven't I forgiven them? You know, why have I not asked for forgiveness? Those, you know, those are different things that we actually need to talk to ourselves, you know, and try to figure out, you know, and take that time because it's so valuable because it just makes a better person. And even when you're able to connect physically with other people, you'll be so much of a better person. Just think of the type of relationships that you could genuinely have after this. Because at this point, we all are realizing the importance of relationship, having that connection with people. So why not want to give the people that are around you the very best of you?
Yes. Oh, wow. Yes, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you because this is just the time that this is needed and a person needs to get in that place where they can reevaluate and tweak and delete and add so that they can become, you know, who they need to be during this season, during this time, so that the lines won't get blurred. So when they get those those, you know, calls, they want to make calls. Yeah, because sometimes they want to make calls.
Yeah,
because they're lonely. They will have taken the time to evaluate and readjust and realign their lives so that they can ask that question, why? You said it, you know, well, why am I doing this? Why am I feeling this way? So that they don't keep making those same mistakes that they have been making throughout their lives. And the lines won't be blurred anymore. They can see clearly. They'll be clearly.
And some of it is you just need to remember, you know, just remember when you get some of them calls and some of them messages, you just need to remember, you know, okay, yeah. Well, what was it? And I'm talking about the male. What was it about this person that just wouldn't, you know, just wouldn't it the first time, you know, and then if it, you got to remember because, you know, we laugh, but being a woman and being in that lonely state, you know, is bad enough when you're not quarantined. You know, let's just be transparent. Let's be real. It's bad enough when you're not quarantined and you're able to get up and move around and whatnot. But when you are quarantined and you're sitting in the walls of your home and you're wanting that relationship, you're wishing for that relationship, it is so easy to get sucked into those text messages, those, hey, big heads, I miss you, you know, come spend quarantine time with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just repeating the ones that I done got. Text messages and DMs, and some of them, I'm like, well, who is this even? Because I don't even have a name attached to them. Yes. Who is this? You know, I miss you. I want to see you. Can we try this again? And even sending the inappropriate pictures all the food. I'm gonna cook for you. I got this plan for you. We can have a date at the house, all this stuff. When you are a woman and you desire and long for a relationship, it's very, very easy to get caught up in that web. Now, again, let me give a disclaimer. Some men that are sitting at, they may be genuine, but then you have those that are not. So that's why I say, because if they got your number, you got to remember, okay, why am I just now hearing from him and I hadn't heard from him in a while? You got to remember the track record that that person had. Then be careful that you're not sucked into something that you don't want to have to deal with after quarantine.
I agree.
You know,
What was that on Self-Made? She said, never go back to what broke you in the first.
never go back to what broke you.
So yes, I mean, and you just said, just remember. And sometimes we forget people, and we talking about, you know, men making calls, but it's a lot of women that's making calls to men also.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
use them. Look, we call him just, I know he's gonna be there, he's lonely. So and wants a relationship. So, you know, it goes both ways. So
It
we
does.
just want to be mindful that we, you know, we just have to, you know, work on ourselves so that those lines won't get blurred. And, you know, Melody, our time is up.
Is it? Oh, it went by fast tonight.
And it went so fast. Our time is actually up. So you guys, we thank you for watching. We thank you for subscribing. Share. If you have Facebook, if you have Instagram, share. We're here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Let's Talk Therapy. And yeah, we're gonna have some more topics related to these blurred lines. Because we foresee some more blurred lines in this, you know, that we can talk about. Yes. All right, you guys. So until next time, this is Talk Therapy. This is Tara T. Stallings.
And this is Melody and Manny. Y'all have a good one.
All right.